The construction is a culmination of many years of planning, and to see a turbine installed offshore, it really makes the project real.
It's the final piece of the puzzle, bringing it all together just before energization, seeing that final blade slot into place is pretty spectacular. In the middle of the sea as well.
Welcome to Beyond Energy, an Ocean Winds original series. An in-depth look at how offshore wind projects become reality and why their impact extends far beyond the offshore wind farms. Beyond Energy explores the full journey, the decisions made, the challenges overcome, and the people and places shaping each step. This is Beyond Energy.
The fact that we're installing these blades that are 108 metres long, bigger than a football pitch, the tower on Moray West was the tallest structure in Scotland before it was installed offshore. The scale of the components is massive, and then to see them coming together, firstly partially onshore and then finally offshore into the foundations that have already been installed there is massive. It's properly, gives you a good buzz to see those going.
What takes years to plan can happen in just hours offshore. Turbine components are prepared on shore, then loaded onto a specialist vessel and transported out to sea. Once on site, the vessel fixes itself to the seabed. The tower, nacelle, and blades are installed in sequence. Only then does the turbine come to life.
Ocean Wind's responsibility is to coordinate the construction across the whole wind farm, but that also involves some coordination of our contractors at individual asset sites. So working with the turbine supplier at the marshalling harbour, this is where they bring the large turbine components to a port nearby to the project site prior to installation. The operation will be run by the turbine supplier to gather the turbine parts and load it out onto the vessel. Ocean Winds will follow that process because it's important to feed back the progress of the turbine preparation activities into the project programme, because there's interfaces with other areas of the construction.
Lifting these towers that were pre-assembled, bolted together, and then lifted one at a time onto the installation vessel, securing them, obviously for the voyage. And then you do likewise with the blades and the two nacelles. So there were 2 wind turbines per load-out cycle.
As the turbine components get transported to the site, Ocean Winds as a developer will have site management across the project site, which includes a marine coordination centre. So there's a large number of vessels operating in the site at one time.
It's about 4 hours, 5 hours sailing time, and then the vessel jacks up, so lowers its legs down to the seabed, out the water, and at that point the process almost begins in reverse, where you're taking the towers, you're gripping the towers with the crane on the vessel, you're moving them across to the TP, and then bolting the tower to the TP, mechanical and electrical completion. Take the nacelle next, lowered onto the tower top, secured in place, and then finally the blades one at a time. Everything is bolted together.
Typically the turbine is installed from a fixed vessel. That's where it jacks its legs onto the seabed and becomes a fixed platform for installing the turbines. And that involves a safety exclusion zone, which means that while that vessel is operating and installing, our marine coordinators and the rest of the site management team need to make sure that that vessel is protected and no other operations going on in the wind farm will cause a risk to the safety critical operations and heavy lifting that's going on there.
Every lift is planned and rehearsed before work begins offshore, with safety as the priority. Specialist vessels and crews work in close coordination, with conditions constantly monitored. Clear communication ensures each component is installed safely and precisely.
That installation cycle can take as little as about 24 hours, just over 24 hours per wind turbine. Obviously, collaboration is pivotal, is the most important thing, actually. Communication, collaboration. Genuinely, the Moray West project was successful because of that collaboration and communication that the 2 teams and the other packages had to make sure that the project as a whole met its milestones and was delivered successfully, I think.
So for me, the most rewarding part is when the assets are installed, not only because we're contributing to net zero targets and providing clean power, it's the culmination of many, many years of work for a lot of people. And yeah, that's really satisfying.